Vegeta wanted to go and enter the Zeno Expo all on his own, but he wasn't really allowed that, so him, Bochi and Gohan joined as a trio. They breezed through the trio of danger like hot knife through butter, and Toppo got a small taste of Vegito's power as well. Once that was out of the way, Vegeta went to Zeno's and requested to fight all alone in a tournament. Daishinkan allowed him because he was the one who asked for it, so his atonement for that was approved. With Vegito putting his life on the line, will he actually be able to survive and win like he said he would after training so hard? My name is Michael from Vegeta T23, and welcome to What If Potara Fusion Was Permanent Part 6. Sit back and enjoy the intro. Hello everyone, before I get started, I'd like you to subscribe to my channel. You can unsubscribe at any time, it's free, and it gets me closer to 10,000 subscribers. Like the video too, so me and the YouTube algorithm become more than acquaintances. Also, join the T23 Discord server with the link in the description below. You can also follow my Instagram too, but only if you like random stuff on your feed. Now let us begin. With those few moments wasted, Vegito is ready to go. So he goes to the Null Realm with Whis, Beerus, and his family, since they would like to see him fight. Upon settling in and seeing the Universe 6 Saiyans are there, Vegito glares at one special foe, Jiren the Great. As Jiren displays a bit of his power, Vegito is amazed how something so strong exists out there. Daishinkan then announces the start of the tournament. First casualty is Universe 2, as they're eliminated and wiped from existence. Caulifla then finds Vegito and they start battling. It all ends up with Kale going nuts and destroying most of the arena. Jiren intervenes and disposes of her. Vegito then fights Brienne and defeats her easily. Then, after seeing Jiren doing what he did, he goes to him and engages the first battle with him. It starts off eventless until Vegito uses Super Saiyan Blue with Kaioken and starts making a mark on the alien. Jiren then displays a bit of his power, knocking Vegito out for a little bit. Once Vegito gets back to his senses, he knows he will only use himself up with the ace of his sleeves, but decides to take a risk as he brings out the sorrow he pulled up inside and starts transforming, eventually going into Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, and at first starts destroying most of the stuff due to him coping on the inside, basically losing control. Jiren tries to dispose of him just like he did with Kale, but Vegito takes the kick and turns his attention to Jiren, attacking him and doing a whole lot of damage on him. The rest of the paratroopers go to aid Jiren, but they are easily stopped by the Saiyans from Universe 6, who are showing respect for Vegito and displaying their Saiyan pride, as they battle the troopers. Jiren is taking a massive beating and can't do anything about it, but to power up to his full power. He now has a chance as he goes and attacks Vegito as their power clashes with each other's. Vegito is still holding up against Jiren, but eventually loses all his stamina and energy and faints. Jiren is about to throw him off the ring, but Hit sees this and prevents Jiren from doing so. Hit is then knocked out almost instantly and Vegito is thrown off. Vegito then manages to hold himself on a little pile of floating rocks. Vegito was locked in his thoughts basically, thinking he could do it, and his mind just went blank. The rest of the Saiyans then charge at Jiren and are trying to take revenge, and although Jiren is worn out, he can still keep up with Caulifla and Kale. Eventually the Saiyans start losing a lot of energy and also losing hope. Kaba puts all his shit aside and starts transforming into Super Saiyan 3 and attacking Jiren with all he's got, but is put down after a failed attempt. Vegito sensed Kaba going to Super Saiyan 3 and he sees his life flashing before his eyes. He begins dropping tears and letting his foot go off the edge of the rock. Bochi sees this and screams to Vegito not to give up. Jiren then prepares to knock them all off to claim victory, but Vegito then opens his eyes mid-falling as he accesses autonomous Ultra Instinct, followed by a really nice and big light show. Jiren, having no time to play around, tries to hold Vegito down in the void, but Vegito dodges and lands a gut punch on Jiren, strong enough that Jiren is gasping for air. Vegito then stands in front of everyone battling Jiren. Vegito is still shedding tears, but just like Gohan first transforming into Super Saiyan 2 in canon during Cell games, they evaporate as Vegito gets a stern look in his eyes. As Vegito is looking at this new power of his, he rushes and kicks Jiren out of boundaries. Jiren is in the bleachers before the remainder of the Pride Troopers, as the entirety of his universe there is screaming at him. Bochi then screams back at them, telling them that Jiren doesn't believe in anything but power and that he is blinded by it to recognize his friends. Vegito looks at Bochi and gives her a heads up by bursting his aura, losing his power at that exact moment. Vegito then collapses down as the Saiyans, who are worn down themselves, take great appreciation in Vegito and start protecting him. Vegito stands up and tells everyone to back off as everyone's battling him, not them, getting into a stance as he bursts out into a regular but very weakened Super Saiyan. The Tree of Danger takes him on and he bursts a very weak barrier as he's basically ruined. He needs to prove that he has the power to win in his head, no matter if he kills him or not. Caulifla is scared, Kale is smiling as he starts developing a crush for Vegito, and Kaba has achieved a certain pride in himself. Regardless, they're all just worn out. Vegito is in the meantime poisoned by Lavender, but only slightly, so he has time to focus on the barrier. Bochi gets very worried and yells at the Saiyans to help him, but they're just standing there. Bochi is looking on in horror, but remembers Saiyans are wired that way, so she sits down but still scared for her husband. Vegito is fighting the best he can, eventually going up to Super Saiyan 2 and continuing the offensive. Lavender gets kicked out and so does Bazil, so Bergamo is the only one left. Vegito uses all he can to win in this situation, but Bergamo is way too huge for Vegito's depleted energy. So Vegito uses Super Saiyan God Burst's counter, which drains him drastically, but he's still standing strong and fighting for his life. Bergamo is then eventually kicked off by Vegito. While all that was happening, Caulifla was fighting the Bugman and managed to outsmart him, but Vegito came in holding his arm and stabbing the Bugman using a Keyblade. Not fatally, but the Bugman is sent to the bleachers and healed up by the Kai. With no one else to take care of, the Saiyans bargain on who should win and take all the universes back on. But Vegito has already made his decision and powers up to Super Saiyan Blue, ready for action. The Saiyans are confused, but get the idea very fast as they all transform into their respective forms. Vegito uses every last drop of his willpower to defeat as many as he can. He managed to defeat Caulifla. Kale and Kaba are a little tougher since Vegito is extremely depleted and is trying to conserve as much his energy as possible. But no matter how much he fights, he's still depleting himself and eventually falls down from exhaustion. Vegito then says,
What are you waiting for?
Kaba is very sad to see Vegito finally kicking the bucket. Kaba then picks him up, all mangled from battling, and carries him to the edge. But before he can drop him and proclaim Universe 6 the victor, Vegito opens his eyes as Kaba sees his silver eyes yet again and simply gets behind every Saiyan and uses the key pressure of his to knock every Saiyan off as he enters yet again Ultra Instinct. Vegito has finally won, and actually all by himself. Well, almost, which surprised everyone, winning about 30 minutes before the end of the tournament and with only himself in the ring. Daishinkan comes over and announces Vegito as the winner and asks him of the wish. Vegito is still in his Ultra Instinct, looking at empty bleachers and saying he wants all the universes to be restored back into existence, telling Daishinkan that he hasn't changed his mind on that. With Daishinkan telling him it's a wise choice, he summons the Super Shenron and restores all the universes with the help of him. With that, we have Vegito as a winner of the Tournament of Power, and they return back to their normal lives. A day after they rested up, they have actually survived this, but they don't know what might be coming for them in the near future. And with that, we're leaving things be for now. Thank you for watching. If you think I'm too much of a dick, then click dislike, but if you liked the video, hit the like button. Please feel free to check out my sparring partners on my channel page and give them some love. If you'd like me to cover your idea in the near future, comment down below. And as always, peace out.